myself, what a wonderful world.
Hello, I'm Dennis W. Hall, and this is my public service announcement, which starts here with you, my friends and my family, in honor of my mom, Carolyn D. Hall, who just died a little bit more than 3 weeks ago after getting diagnosed with lung cancer just 4 weeks before that. My mom was truly an amazing woman. She was one of the greatest women I've ever known in my life. She was always helping so many people constantly. A prime classic story that sums up my mom. Where my parents lived in the neighborhood, she always helped people constantly, running people to the store, the doctor. One evening, late at night, an older gentleman came knocking on the door. My mom answered the door. She didn't know him, he didn't know her. He said, "Look, I've heard so much about you. I heard you were a true angel. My wife is stuck in the bathroom right now. She can't get her catheter out. She can't change her bag, and I can't do it. Can you please come down and help?" Without even blinking an eye, my mom was down there within 10 minutes in the bathroom with a total stranger, helping her change her catheter, change her bag. That was my mom. So I'm doing this to honor my mom. If I can just help one of you, my friend or my family, just save you a little bit of the struggle, the suffering that we went through needlessly, well, I can't think of a better way to honor my mom. Now, before we get going, I'm not naming any names here, just me and my mom. My family, they're too busy grieving right now. They don't want to talk about this. They just want to let it go and just brush it under the table. Well, guess what? I'm too angry right now to just let this go, all right? That ain't how I work. This is how I've been grieving. So now, before anyone gets all riled up, all right, this is not an infomercial. I'm not selling anything. I'm not endorsing anything. I'm not promoting anything. There's no spiritual message involved. There's no miracle cures. There's no fundraiser. There's no charity walks. And no, I'm not slandering anybody. All I'm doing is telling our story, the facts, exactly how they happened, the timeline, how they happened, just to show the absurdity of this story, in order to help maybe one of you, my friends. All I need from you is just 10 minutes of your time to help you. So just bear with me, give me 10 minutes of your time. That's all I need from you. Oh, by the way, no, I'm not a doctor. I'm just an actor that acts like a doctor on TV sometimes, and that's what makes this very sad and very, very scary. So let's do this. My mom, Carolyn D. Hall, amazing woman, just passed away 3 weeks ago after getting diagnosed with lung cancer. Mom and dad, happily together over 52 years. They were married 49 and a half, just 6 months shy of their 50th wedding anniversary. 3 snot-nosed kids, me, my younger brother, my older brother. My awesome, amazing grandmother. She's my mom's mom. She's an Aries just like I am. We were, since birth, me, her, my mom had this special bond. The 3 of us have been very, very tight. My older brother, he died in 1995 from a brain aneurysm in his sleep at 33 years old. Very tragic for us. At the time, he was on 3 different painkillers from the doctors for a motorcycle accident that he was in. So I don't think that helped the brain aneurysm at all. Right after that, shortly after, my grandmother, old age, you know, like you're told by the doctors, her knees started going, her eyes started going. She got what was called macular degeneration, which is basically affects the macula, the central part of the retina. So her eyes started going. She couldn't really see a lot. Besides that, she was like a 30-year-old woman. Amazing. There's my grandmother on her 80th birthday, me and my younger brother. She'd never been past Pennsylvania her whole life. Always wanted to go to Vegas. We flew her out for her 80th birthday. Took her out to Vegas, drove across the desert. She saw the desert for the first time. Got pushed, because her legs were getting bad, we got a wheelchair we rented and pushed her all through Vegas. And actually, that was the same week it was my birthday. We're only 2 weeks apart. And to this day, she saw more of Vegas than I have. I was pretty hungover for my birthday. And to this day, like I said, she's seen more of Vegas than I have. Right after that, she got her knees replaced. Both knees went. So she had metal titanium knees put in, like the bionic woman. Well, they gave her painkillers for the knees. Everything healed perfectly, but right after that, she started getting dementia, which is basically, it's a loss of your mental abilities. You have trouble communicating, loss of memory, disorientation, trouble with abstract thinking, poor or reduced judgment, etc., etc. This is what she got diagnosed with over 2.5 years ago, along with the macular degeneration. So basically the last 2.5 years she's been in and out of a nursing home because she would just lay in bed the last 2.5 years, staring at the ceiling in a dark room, not eating, not doing her exercises. And my parents had no choice. They had to put her in a nursing home to get her strength back up, get exercising. Then they'd bring her back home and the whole cycle would start all over again. She wouldn't do her exercises, she wouldn't eat. Basically laying there in a cobweb. That was her basically for the last 2.5, 3 years, staring at the ceiling. That was basically what she was looking at all day long. Shortly after that, about a year ago, my mom fell, injured her shoulder, went to the doctor. They x-rayed it. Here's a painkiller. Shoulder should start healing. Well, this kept going on for months and months. It never healed. They went back, x-rayed. You do have an injury. I don't know why it's still hurting, but here's another painkiller. So basically, after months and months of that, finally she said to the doctor, hey, look, I'm having trouble breathing at night when I'm sleeping. Lights go off, doctor, oh great, sends her a bunch of tests. It comes back, she has stage 3, 3B lung cancer. I don't know anything about lung cancer, never did, but being an actor, I went into actor mode as a doctor to try to research lung cancer. Find out the two basic types, non-small cell, small cell. She had small cell, which is basically the best one of the two. It doesn't spread as quickly. So then I had to find out the stages. Stage 1, 2, 3, 3A, 3B, stage 4, and reoccurring. She kept telling me the whole time, wow, it's stage 3B, but it's only in the lung. Well, after doing all my research, this made no sense whatsoever. I'm like, well, how can that be? If it's only stage 1, it has to be just in the lung, and they can operate, do chemo and radiation. Go to the doctor, told him to bring his cell phone. They go to the doctor, get on the phone with the doctor. I'm telling the doctor, I said, look, she's saying it's only in the lung, but it's stage 3B. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Well, doc, how can that be? That doesn't make sense. If it's 3B, it has to be spread to the outer part of the lung into the lymph nodes. Is it in the lymph nodes? Yes, it's in the lymph nodes. That's the first time they heard that. Me telling the doctor on the phone. So basically, stage 3B, which operation is not an alternative, radiation and out, basically it only left chemotherapy. So I talked to the doctor, great, when she starts chemo, what are you going to give her for the pain? Oh, we'll give her a pill. Great, another pill. What kind of a pill, doc? Well, something for the pain. I'm like, how about like a marijuana or something? Will she give an appetite? Oh, yeah, we'll give her a medical marijuana pill. Great, that works. So basically, before she starts chemo now, she couldn't start chemo because my grandmother, from being in and out of the nursing home with her dementia, she wound up getting scabies the last time, which is basically a bug that eats into your skin, lays it eggs, and just keeps going and going. Well, she wound up spreading it to my mom. My mom could not start chemo because of the scabies. Well, then the doctor said, no, we must start chemo immediately. So instead of putting the port in her neck, they put it in her arm. She did chemo, went in on Wednesday the 24th, 1 chemo session. That was it. So went home in a lot of pain, like expected, didn't eat. So what did they give her? Let's give her morphine. A woman that's never drank in her life, never smoked, never did drugs. Let's send her home, give her a morphine pill every 6 hours, and if that's not working, let's do a little codeine in between. Right. March 25th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Total pain, not eating, morphine. Lost track of the pills, obviously. Winds up ODing on Monday. My dad comes home from the store, finds her in the chair, dead practically. Calls 911, they rush her to the hospital. They revive her in the ambulance. They lose her, bring her back. My dad calls me. I'm like, is everything okay? You gotta be kidding me. I'm rushing down there. He's like, no, nothing you can do. She's fine. We gotta keep her in the hospital a couple days. Great. Talked to him the next day. He's like, you gotta get down here. Things don't look good. He's like, what do you mean things don't look good? What are you talking about? She wound up going cold blue again in the hospital. Put her on a life support, ventilating machine, breathing on a tube. That was it. So that was Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on life support, not breathing on her own. Lost her again, went cold blue. So from those 3 times losing her, basically caused some brain damage, liver and kidney functions to shut down. So basically she was just breathing on a machine now.